Welcome, Jibber Jabbers. It's Sunday night at 9 p.m. That can only mean one thing. Janice is in the house. Hey guys, Janice, been longing to see you. It feels like it's been a long week. It feels like that we've not done this in forever, but we just had Brandon Boucher on literally 7 days ago.
That was hilarious, man. Again, it's one of the ones that I wish you'd ran past me before we did the show.
I didn't think I had to.
If you'd said, it's like, Jim, do you think that's a name, Boucher? And I went, it's Boucher. Like straight away, I'd be like, it's Boucher, it's French. He's like, these guys are Canadian, eh? But yeah, it was that was funny. I was laughing about that for days.
Aye, I wasn't. I said to my wife, I was like, it was actually Bobby Boucher's cousin, no Boucher. But by the way, we will have Boucher back on, and I'm going to call him Boucher from now on, and that's just the way it is. I'll fucking decide your name, alright? And he's going to come back on next couple of weeks.
It's my show, you get my name right.
Yeah, well, he'll be back on in a couple of weeks where we're going to run down a ton of great movie soundtracks. We should probably get Matthew and maybe even Nerds. Somebody say Nards.
What is that, man?
I don't know, but we'll ask him next time he's on. It's class.
What is it though? Where did it come from?
It's him, I think, as a child, acting like Corey Feldman. Playing
right. So there is actually context to that clip.
Aye, so
because when you sent it to me, I was like, I'm not getting this at all.
Right.
You were just like, I just find this funny. You never mentioned it was him.
Did I not?
No.
Aye, that's Nards as a kid acting. I think he was doing some sort of karaoke, but the fact that he's playing his classic tune. It's like it's
that being
excellent.
the case, then the fact that it's him, please play it again.
Right, and this, by the way, is the only time I'll play it twice on a show. Every week, there's one redeem of the Nards, and it's called Wolfman. Anytime somebody calls it Wolfman, I play this clip. Now you get
funny.
No, you can. It's him. I know that's.
You know what's funny? With the things we say, the things you say and do to do with him on this show would make everybody think we've got some kind of beef with him.
A day, right?
It's like, you were going to end up with one if we keep doing this.
Oh, by the way, right, we're better as a team. I mean, collectively, we've got together about 110,000 subscribers. Collectively, when you put us together.
Collectively. That's like, between us, we've got 50 years in the business. I've done 48, he's done 2.
Pretty much. That's funny, isn't it? Anyway. Tonight's order of business. For the first time, I watched the film The Gift by Sam Raimi, which is funny because I love his films and I don't know why I haven't seen this before. I kind of thought I had, but then when I watched it I was like, I haven't. We were graciously sent this from Arrow, as it is now streaming on the Arrow player. You can sign up today for your 2-week free trial. It's less than a cup of coffee for you to spend a full week, every week, a month.
We need to find something else that costs $4.99 that we can say it costs every time. Who's listen,
right, J-Mac, for next week, you need to find an item, and you're going to do this plug next week, okay, on the show.
Right, okay.
You need to find an item to compare it to that it's less than.
It's cheaper than a speciality steak pie for Asda.
Yes. You can go to www.arrow-player.com and you'll get there because there's too many W's. So go to www.arrow-player.com and get your free trial, and then it's like $4.99 a month. So what are you screaming at? There's tons there to go and enjoy. Like the film The Gift. Everybody watching tonight, let us know if you've seen The Gift. Because I hadn't until I watched it. This is 25 years old, and man, do you know one thing? I'm going to call it out right now, with it being Sam Raimi. This was just before he done Spider-Man, and what's great is he basically used a ton of the cast from The Gift in the Spider-Man franchise, which I thought was fucking yaks.
Well, I only spotted 2. You obviously know the Spider-Man films better than I do, so maybe there was more than 2.
Because
we had JK's tons. Tunes.
Here. Two's more than one, right? It's tons. Loads, my man.
Aye. Okay, so there was two.
That's been a long week.
Tons
of twos. Aunt May and Jonah Jameson, I thought, yes.
Yes. Actually, when I was watching it and like she shows up, I was like, oh, that's Aunt May. I was like, oh, this is Sam Raimi. Oh, J.K. Simmons. Oh, this is Sam Raimi.
This is Sam Raimi.
The reason I'm saying that is because this is a very, very grounded, in my opinion, Sam Raimi film. It is not bonkers like obviously Evil Dead or even that
Drag
one
Us
that
to Hell.
hate. Yeah,
Beautiful film.
This is really quite. It's almost grounded in reality with just a wee dash of the madness, and it's not overused. And I like that.
Aye, very much. Heath, how you doing, my friend? Supposed to meet you on Friday. This week, all right? Your gift's sitting through in my kitchen. I need to gie it. She says, nice wee sticker on your mic there, J-Mac. It is beautiful.
Aye. Got it for Etsy.
Heather Dow.
I didn't. Got it for Heather. Thank you, Heather.
Hetsy.
That's the name of our site. There we go.
Hetsy. Aye, that'll be class. She's working with Matthew Man. If you want to get all your nice cool threads, like a t-shirt like this, but no made like this wasn't for them. But if you want one like that,
if you want a t-shirt, see that thing with 4 holes in it? You put your head through the top, and your arms at the side, and your arse hangs at the bottom. That's the one.
Which is like what I've got on, but no this design, right?
In case you never knew what a t-shirt was.
But if you're wanting any of that cool stuff, I'm still waiting on either Heather or Matthewman getting me a link to the store. So at some point, I'll be able to plug that for you, and Heather and Matthewman's venture together. I'll be able to plug this, and you'll go and buy some phenomenal Matthewman art. And keep an eye out for Brandon Boucher's new OST that'll be hitting stores that Matthewman is designing the art for. It's going to be beautiful. I love it when a podcast comes together. We connect fucking talented people and magic happens. But anyway, I digress. This film, by the way, reminded me of What Lies Beneath. Same type of feel.
Mm-hmm. I was watching. Actually, just you went back to saying this is the first time you've seen this. I am 100% sure I seen this in the cinema when it came out.
Nah.
And I remember thinking it was pretty boring. Like I never enjoyed it. But when I watched it tonight, I was like, I'm either thinking of the wrong film, or the other possibility is that my taste in films has changed a lot since then, which it has. So I still don't know if it was this film or something else. In my mind, it had Sandra Bullock in it, not Cate Blanchett. I don't know if there's a similar film with Sandra Bullock called something else that's maybe psychic-y in nature. There must be, because in my mind it was her and I
Are you thinking of
was boring.
The Children? Is that? No, I don't think she's in that. No, that's not.
No, definitely not. But there is still a possibility that I had seen it and thought it was boring.
You're thinking of Premonition. You're thinking of Premonition, you gimp.
Yeah, so I don't think I've seen this before.
Fair dues. Well, that's straight up Disney, and it was nice to see Keanu Reeves playing a baddie. Because he doesn't always play a baddie.
Totally against type, and he's almost like one of the worst people you can get, eh? Like, when, like...
Handsome, a prick. It's like he's got it all going for him.
They mentioned the character.
He's got
name
land.
Like, I'd looked at the IMDb thing at the beginning, looking at who was in it. I was like, oh, fuck, Keanu Reeves. Quite a few names, by the way. There was a lot of names pop up. I was like, Keanu Reeves. I was like, okay. And then the character name was mentioned, and I was like, oh, he's a piece of shit. That'll be interesting. Then he shows up, and I was like, how bad is this going to be? Keanu Reeves playing a piece of shit. It might be the best performance I've ever seen for Keanu Reeves.
He was phenomenal.
Might
he
be
was very good.
Like he was detestable. You felt like he was, and even his emotional range seemed better in this than it has in basically anything else that he's done. And he had his devil's advocate accent, which just added to the charm for me. But he was a great. He was a baddie. He was definitely a baddie. Might not be.
Thing is, as well, There was a he was redeemable in a sense, and there was a certain what's that word? There was a certain vulnerability to him when you saw that he was on the stand, and you were like, wait a minute, this wasn't him. You could tell just by his performance that he believed. You know what I mean?
So
Someone else had done it.
Save yourself in 50 minutes. Didn't bother.
Mate, it's 25 years. 25 years.
I've not seen it now. Like we have, mate.
No excuse, yeah, okay. Well, I'm not saying it wasn't him, but he thinks it wasn't him. Maybe it wasn't. And you don't even know what it is. But we will get into that. You know?
We will spoil that later, so stay tuned.
But yeah, he's a very handsome bad guy that gets everything he wants, has land, slaps people about, horrible. But I think Cate Blanchett
uses words you can't say anymore. Like
that's true.
Really can't say anymore. And like it almost felt even more shocking because it was him that said it. It's like, oh, it's Keanu Reeves. It was 25 years ago.
I know. And Kate
to be fair though, even then you still really couldn't see it. You couldn't say these things, but you could get away with it more.
Here, by the way, Kate Holmes' character, Jessica King, her dad in that, I had to Google, I was like, that's no Billy Bob. Is he a relation to Billy Bob Thornton with his face? Mate, the way he talks and the way he does it.
Mate, the whole film, I was watching it going, where the fuck have I seen him before? Right, and my phone is dead. My phone died. My phone's dead, so I wasn't able to look it up. And I'm still racking my brains to think, where have I seen this guy? And I believe it was Bill and Ted.
Aye, Colonel Oates.
Colonel Oates.
That's right, aye.
Yeah, now that you mentioned though, he is a bit Billy Bob, isn't he? In fact, I think everybody in this film's a bit Billy Bob, to be fair.
Well, he wrote the fucking thing.
What?
You know he wrote this film?
No.
Mate, this film is written by Billy Bob Thornton.
Good job, Billy.
He done a phenomenal job. Good friend of the show. You can check him out in our archives. He has been on this podcast here. By the way, Heath says, see Matthew Min Design, 2 T's in the see Matthew Min Design, .bigcartel.com. Smack it into your search bar and go and check out all the wares and buy shit. Make them all rich. That's what it's all about.
Might buy some stuff myself.
Aye. He's very Billy Bob Thornton in this. And that's why when I knew he'd written it, and I thought, we got a wee Nepo hire here. But no, he just happens to kind of look a lot like him. But Katie Holmes.
I was never on the Katie Holmes boat, right? I never really
until now.
There was some things put on display in this film that changed my mind. But what happened to her, man? Is she blacklisted now after splitting up with Tom Cruise?
I don't know. I mean, she's been in much recently. She's got 3 upcoming projects.
Nothing you've heard of. Like, basically nothing you've heard of.
That's true, actually.
The last thing that you would even remotely think, oh, I know what that is, was Brahms, The Boy 2.
Nah, which is Ocean's 8.
I go back to Brahms.
Brahms, aye.
Nobody's seen Ocean's 8.
Aye, by the way, you hit the nail on the head there, mate. What happened to her?
Interesting.
She was like America's sweetheart, wasn't she? She was like the woman. She's definitely been listed. But by the way, good on her. I think she's no part of the Hollywood crew, right? Because what was it? She had a child with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like, I'm going to put our daughter on a boat and we'll not see her for 10 years because she's going to go and pray to the big eagle god of Scientology. And she was like, no, you're no. And he was like, yeah, I am. And she was like, we need to get away from this crazy mother sucker. And then they got away from him. And now he's not seen that child since. So I reckon it's a blacklisting. But good for you, hen. You know what I mean?
But still, Tom Cruise, if you ever want to go on.
No way. I know he'll have his people do a big sweep across our content to see when his name came up. And it'll be this episode and the episode where we slagged him off for shouting and screaming at one of the people on set.
The thing is, I still go back to that and say he was justified in that. I do think he was justified in that.
There's ways of talking to people and treating people, you know what I mean?
Oh, you You'd have punched him. Yeah, I don't care who you are. Tom Bruce.
Fucking booty me, Tom Bruce, you prick.
You'll never work in this tune again. Sorry, I'll move to the next one.
You'll never walk in this tune again, you prick. Geezer. Like, nah, I'm not that bad. I would have probably just been like, sir, will you please stop shouting at me? This is quite a solid cast. We've got big Cate Blanchett, Katie Holmes, Keanu Reeves, Giovanni Ribisi, right? But see, Giovanna Ribisi.
Giovanna, that's a girl's name.
Giovanni. Ribisi. Right?
It's Giovanni Ribisi.
Ribisi. Does he ever play a character that's just no fucking mental? Ever?
Do you know, it reminds me, remember the wee guy in Fast and the Furious that was just crazy about engines? Remember that wee guy? It reminds me of him. Or maybe he reminds me of Giovanni Ribisi.
It's like
he's always just a bit unhinged in some way, but
he's
also
always the guy that's trying to shove a
lovable.
Hoover and nozzle up his arse. That's him.
And saying that, he actually was pretty grounded in Saving Private Ryan, which was only 2 years before this film.
Aye.
He was actually a pretty solid dude. He was mentally stable, and he was.
And Teddy's like, I think we're alone now.
I forgot about that.
Dancing in his pants, man.
But he's good. He's really good at it. I mean, I've never seen him interviewed. I'd be curious to see what he found.
He's on another film, right? Guess what it's called?
What?
It's Disney. This plays it into exactly what we're saying. Wacko, the aftermath.
Sounds about right.
Wacko.
But we all know him very well as Phoebe Buffay's brother in Friends. He was class in that. Like, he was. My sister's having my baby. It's when he's like a few years later. He's got his triplets, and he's sitting next to the couch in the coffee shop with Phoebe, and they're all sleeping. And he's like, oh, you're so beautiful. I'm so lucky. Then he kind of strokes his daughter's hair. She starts moving. He's like, oh shit! Don't wake up! Don't wake up! Don't wake up! And he's like, I haven't slept in 4 years. And I was like, yeah. And he's got that unhinged.
He always has
that
that
look. Aye.
He always
but
does.
love the guy. Love the guy.
Aye, it's good. If I'm ever hiring somebody to play a fucking wacko, he's definitely getting the shout. Matthew says, hola gents. Late tonight was finishing the Ladies Royal Rumble match. Never watched this. Pardon me. We're just here for the banter. Well, Matthew, you should watch it because it's actually great.
I would recommend watching it first
really
and then watch this.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. We were just going through the cast here on how good the cast is. We've got big Greg Kinnear. What's your favourite Greg Kinnear film?
It's either As Good as It Gets, or I think it was called A Flash of Genius, and he played the guy that invented the intermittent wiper blades.
Oh,
that's such a me film, innit?
100% is a you film, my friend.
No, basically, he plays the guy who comes up with the idea of, like, it used to be that you just switched your windscreen wipers on and they just went regardless of how heavy or light the rain was. He invented the ones where you could change the settings so it only went so often. And then Ford stole it off him. Ford stole his patent. Fucked up. It's good film.
Horrible, eh? He's in the movie number 43. Movie 43.
Oh, moving on for that one. In fact, we really should review that on this, eh? We really should.
It's
movie 43.
He was in Loser as well. You know, Teenage Dirtbag. He was in that.
Loser.
And you picked As Good as It Gets. Beavis
As
and
Good
Butthead
as It
to
Gets
America.
is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Aye.
Look at you. No, it's no.
It's alright. It's a J-Mac film for real. For real. But aye, Greg Kinnear's he's one of those guys that when you look at his face, you go, what have I seen him in again? That's who he is.
Yeah.
You didn't go, oh, there's Greg Kinnear. You go, what's that guy been in again? And then you Google him. He's got one of the faces. Hilary Swank, mate. Hilary Swank.
Yeah.
She's very good at playing oddballs, but she's also very good at playing like the girl next door, right?
I think it's because she could be either one. You know, she's got she's got a face that could easily play into both sides.
Aye.
She is very, very beautiful. But
She's in Karate Kid 3.
that's a shame. Have you seen the trailer for the new one?
It looks alright.
It looks banging. It looks
alright.
banging, man. Didn't give me your alright pish. It looks banging. It looks banging. It does. It does. We're clashing. We're bringing the two universes of the two different.
Don't get me wrong.
Together.
I love it when
looks
they
awesome.
do that. I love it when they do that. I don't know. I think the Cobra Kai lot are no happy with it though. All the wee fandans for the Cobra Kai community are like, what? We're boycotting it. We're no watching it. And I'm just because I speak to my brother about because he's a right diehard Cobra Kai Karate Kid. I speak to him and he's got all his wee streamer pals and that, and they're like, oh yeah, we're proper hating on it. I was like, I'll probably like it then.
So I don't trust the opinion of anybody that wears sunglasses on a podcast.
Or glasses in general, pedo. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I can't see a thing.
I'm still waiting to get back to my contact lenses. Still waiting on this thing in my eye healing up. Although it did burst recently, so it's
Do you know
it's
what?
gotten a lot smaller.
Podcast exclusive here. You ready for this? Here's something you never knew about me. See, when I do all the podcast prep, I'm literally sitting here like that.
Do you ever do this?
No, I'm not there yet. Or with the phone with one finger and all that yet. I'm not there. But I definitely am like that. By the way, I don't need them. I'm only joking. Like, I don't actually need them. They just give me like HD vision and will strain my face.
That's what they do for everybody that wears glasses, mate. We all go from slightly shit to high definition. That's how specs work. I don't know if this is something that you're just finding out, right?
I thought they were just things you at folks' faces. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That was a joke.
But yeah, that's what they do for everybody, man. If you put them on and your eyesight gets better, you need them.
I don't know, I need them. I can still see great. It's just they're preferred if I'm sitting chilling and not I'm watching a telly, and it's cool. It gives me a wee bit of HD vision, so it's class. Michael Jeter. What's your favourite film? I know exactly what you're going to say.
Green Mile, of course.
Aye, he gets it tight in that one, doesn't he?
He does, aye. He does. I'd actually forgotten his name and I couldn't look up because my phone had died. I was like, I'm sure it's Dennis Sutton.
No.
And I think it's just because he looks like his name would be Dennis.
It's Eddard. Mind.
Edouard Delacroix.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, which means Edward of the Cross.
Aye. Deed.
Then essentially gets crucified. It's quite funny.
Deed of the cross. A deed of the cross.
But he plays the defence lawyer for Keanu Reeves' character, and he's very good. He's not in it. He's maybe only got a totally 10-minute screen time, but again, memorable enough. That's a relative I've never heard of before. Who's that?
That's my sister, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin.
Nice to hear about you, Caitlin. How many siblings have you got, man?
I have 3 wee brothers, 2 wee sisters, and a big brother.
Do your mum and dad know of a fucking telly?
Several. What can I say? Mate, how many brothers and sisters have you got?
Left.
Well, in total. Probably more than me. So did your mum and dad not have a fucking telly?
No.
How did that feel, eh? You're like, wait a minute. What is this shit? Mate, he was in Hey Arnold and all, which is one of my all-time favourite shows.
I tried to watch that again quite recently. A bit of nostalgia, going through one of my nostalgia phases, and
here we go.
I was like, it's alright.
No, it's magical, and I think sometimes things are maybe better through the lenses of nostalgia. But I get what you're saying. This was a relatively small cast, by the way. There wasn't a lot of people in it. It's a small town feel, and what I loved about it as well is it does have that vibe of you're watching it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has that small town. Everybody knows everybody. Cate Blanchett, her husband's pan breed. There's times as well where you find yourself watching this going, just tell them! just say it. And she's no, and you're like, but I understand why she's no, but just, you know that way where you just want to reach into the screen and give the woman a wee slap.
I like Keanu.
You just want to jump into Keanu Reeves' body and just take it left, right. Nah, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. Janice says, I only have 3 siblings, but my mother is one of like 11. One of like 11 of your siblings. Your mum's your sister?
No.
I'm joking. Hey, just the generation. The generation above us, J-Mac, essentially. Well, say us. I mean, you're the generation above me, but the one above you. I'm joking.
No, my dad had 1 brother. My mum had 1 sister. Yeah, I've only got 3. I've only got 3 cousins. Like 3.
Well, that's an
cousins.
anomaly because most folks' parents came. Like my mum came from a big fucking squad, and then beyond that, there's a big squad. And most folk do. I think it's only in the last wee while that folk are like, "Oh, I'm having 2 because they're fucking absolute pussies."
Aye, that's what it is.
Shout back if you didn't.
You know what they say? 3's a crowd. Kev's like 5's a party.
I know. Hey, 3's a crowd, so you just got to fucking keep it going. But aye, this. I'm glad I watched this. By the way, this was one of those for me that I'm like, if I'm looking at the deep minded, the sniff test, you walk into a Blockbuster and you look at all the artwork. The artwork doesn't really do fucking hell. Here, I'll give you the floor. Do it again. The artwork doesn't really.
I forget that it's right there when I'm doing it.
It's like I'm talking right here. It sounds like a dog licking its balls.
No. Oh, do you think I was drinking? My dog's licking my balls.
That's what I said. It sounds like a dog's licking your balls. Bust. 2-pack, no. Oh, whatever.
Oh, Buster, no.
I'm just about to bust a nut.
Nah, my dog's old as fuck. His tongue's too dry.
Which is perfect. That's disgusting, man.
It's like sandpaper. It's like sandpaper on a pool cue. Oh, I fucked it up. Sorry, for moving on.
You have ruined that one. I'm sorry. I'm happy to move on for that one, J-Man. It was terrible.
Oh, nice jawline.
I know, right? You just think to yourself she's going to spit into a can in a minute, eh? That jawline, eh?
I've got a feeling her hair was short then, because that's 100% extensions.
It's very mullety, isn't it?
It's quite mully, and I suppose it's supposed to be because she's meant to be a total hick.
Well, here's another thing, right?
You allowed to say hick? Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. Hick's a fine one.
Get this. So her character's one of those characters that everybody knows one in life. Oh, he's treating me like this. Leave him then. But you just leave him then. Then they continuously make the same mistakes, and then before you know it, you're the one in the crossfire because of them. It's like I was just being a pal. Now you've dragged me into all this shit and threw me under the fucking bus.
Don't you talk to anybody begin jumping under the bus.
Knowing this way, fuck me, man. Yeah, I could if you want. No, I'm joking. I mind pulling a prank and somebody got stabbed. No, I'm joking. That's a joke. I mean,
it's not, is it?
Well, the circumstances surrounding it, they never go, estate bleed because of me. But they did by the person I pranked. What's the cause of me, though?
Sounds like a discussion to be had off the show, eh?
I don't think it was cause of me. Even though I did say. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding, by the way. Totally kidding. This year, Mr. Kinnear, and you straight away when you see that, you're like, all right, come on. She's very young. He's a teacher. And she's very outgoing, shall we say.
Oh. Yeah.
Is Doug licking your balls again?
No, I'm doing it. I'm like the dog's balls.
Fucking hell. Look at that jawline.
Look at that hair, man. That is beautiful hair.
No, it is. Aye.
That is beautiful hair. I wonder what he'd look like as a woman. If he was a woman, I'd let him beat me up.
You just want to put his thighs round your around your neck and squeeze it. He'd look like Rhea. He'd look like Rhea Ripley as a female.
No, he's better looking than Rhea. Is it Rhea?
Rhea
Ripley. That's hard to say. It's like I can't say
Paprika.
Paprika. Yep. Anytime I've said it before on this. Anytime I try and say paprika, the first time I try and say it comes out paprika.
Aye.
It's weird. So Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. They say like folk that struggle to say paprika usually are nonsense.
No, keywords usually.
Here, does it smell like paprika? Here, does it smell like paprika?
How much are you enjoying your own company right now, you fucking dick?
Paprika. Oh, sorry. It's been a long week.
We're half an hour in. I think we've spoken about this film for about 8 minutes.
No, we've not. We've went right.
That's what I love about this podcast, man. We come back to the film every now and again. And by the way, thanks for the graphics on this one. You just use a good wee fucking headshot of yourself and you give me that. What the fuck is that?
Well, I don't know if you could tell, J-Mac, but I was having real issue lining it all up. I tried to do something fancy, all right, and I've kind of done it all right, and kind of no. So you were supposed to be kind of like me. And the thing is, I don't have even a cool picture of me. I actually don't. The ones I've got are all silly. And I got Matthew...
Wait. You think that's cool? Yeah. I look like I've just been kicked in the snatch.
I missed it, the part where you've got a big gigantor hand.
Aye. Also, what it looks like is I got a photo of myself taken for this show with no top on. It's so well photoshopped by Matthew man that just looks like me like 4 stone ago.
Thing is, I had to pull Matthew in on this anyway because I was struggling to get it done. And then he done it, so yes, blame him.
I will. Don't you worry. Okay.
Next time you see him, it's a kick in.
So what this film is essentially a mystery. I would call this a mystery. I wouldn't call it a horror. It has elements of horror, but only very, very occasional. I would say it's like a supernatural mystery. Aye. And it works to a certain extent. Like
there's one part where I was like, what are the rules here? You know what I mean? Like I think every film. Well,
can you explain that without giving too much away?
Aye, right. So what to preface it? I think if you're going to feed something to the audience, you have to set the rules and then play within the rules. So, for example, if you're watching Terrifier, you can really expect anything because art just fucking, somebody sneezes and it can regenerate, right? There's no rhyme or reason. So there are really no rules. So if something happens, if a spaceship shows up in the Terrifier and E.T. jumps out and starts getting into a karate fight with art, you're not going to be like, right, that's it. Nah, they had me until that.
That's definitely the plot to Terrifier 4,
right. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, the rules within Terrifier is that there are no rules. We've seen this, right? Yeah. So we can't really get taken away from the film. We know what we're in for. This film sets the rules as that it's very much a genuine movie set in realistic times. Right, and this woman has a gift that she's got telepathy, or she's a medium, and it's almost helping solve something until the very end, where it's like, well, something happens right at the very end, where someone does something with a torch, then she goes back with that person, but that person was never there. Who rattled him with the fucking torch then? Who drove? How does she have that? How are these things real? If that's not the case.
I don't want to talk about that too much now, man. That's a proper fucking... That's the twist after the twist.
Aye, but do you care what I'm saying? Does that part not make you go, well, wait a minute?
No, actually, I love that part. Actually, I love the fact that happened because it kind of went to... it was an extra affirmation that all of the things that she experiences are genuine.
Yeah, which we knew already. How? Because she literally spotted where to go, where to find what she needed to find, and told everybody exactly what they would find, and they did. So there we go. Ta-da!
But
We correct.
to me, it goes to show that things can go further than that. It's not just, oh, I can see this. It's these things are there. Do you know what I mean?
I'll accept that.
Wow. Can we mark this date? Fuck, I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I just thought to myself, what? Surely no. But then I thought, okay, right, all right.
Yeah, I like when I was watching this, like when it first started, I was kind of like, is this boring me? Is it boring me?
No.
But then the point where I stopped getting bored was actually when Keanu Reeves showed up.
Aye.
And then everything follows on for there, and it's a gripping watch, and every performance in it is good. There's not one bad performance, even by the child actors. Which normally when you're bringing in child actors, there's always at least one that's a bit shonky. But I could believe that all three of her kids were brothers. They played off each other really well. They played off her really well. I think that there should be an Oscar for casting. And I think if there was an Oscar for casting, this film would have been up for it, because I think everybody that was in it fit really well. Even people playing against type were picked very, very well.
Yeah.
And you've got J.K. Simmons as well, who just...
As always, J.K. Simmons.
But he's a more reserved J.K. Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Whiplash. He's not Spider-Man.
Mate, nothing's Whiplash.
Whiplash was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Not quite my tempo. Okay. He's excellent in that. So was Miles Teller.
He's
Anyway, talking about millions of films here. But I think that like even Katie Holmes, like I said, never been a massive fan, but she kind of plays that character in a way that she really
makes you a fan.
No, well,
you two
in
reasons.
certain ways, but yeah, you kind of detest her at the same time.
Yeah.
And she's never, as much as I've never been a fan, I never hated her. But you
No.
kind of hate her in this.
Well, I didn't hate her. Do you know there's one point in the film where you kind of feel bad for her, and
But when she's wrapped up in chains in a bath.
no, no, it's when you see the car pull up on her, and she's aware, and her face right there, and then she knows she's been caught. She's like,
But
I
I
mean?
didn't feel sorry for her.
no, and then she went proper Katie Hopkins and was just like,
Katie Hopkins, that's a different person.
I know, that's what I'm saying. She went proper Katie Hopkins and just like was like nails straight out.
Oh, right. Sorry, man. I corrected you before it was deserved. I do apologise. You can mark this date and get a tattoo.
I know. Tomorrow, both get tattoos on our asses with the same date.
Same date for different things.
No, same things. But I know. I thought Katie Hopkins, Katie Holmes was very good.
Yeah,
they were all really good. Kate Blanchett. And Matt,
that's excellent.
she played it well, and usually I'm sure the films I've seen her in, I'm like,
what's
her
name again? What's her name
Kate
again?
Kate Blanchett.
But that's what you normally like when you see her. What's her name again? But no, I mean, to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen her in something where I thought she was bad. I think she's maybe done some films that I don't really like. I couldn't name one off the top of my head, but I think she has always been good. Never seen Borderlands.
Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Never seen that start to finish.
Me.
I know.
Get it done.
Okay, I'll move away from the mic. Well,
Nah, you need to watch that for start to finish, my friend. It was a small cast, a small town. I can't really talk too much about it without spoiling it for everybody, but everybody watching, you should go watch it, Matthewman. Get it checked out, my friend. You'll like it.
but should we just kind of draw a line in the sand here and go, right, we're going to spoil some shit. If you want to watch it first, go away and catch up with us later. Are we doing
Aye.
that?
Aye. But
Right,
nobody
okay.
leave. Just stay here.
It's like, stop watching, go watch the film. Aye, but nobody actually go away. Oh,
Well, then, how about we take a vote? If you're listening, if you're watching live, please put in the comment section if you would like us to talk about the rest of the film. You've got 2 seconds. J-Mac and I are going to quickly laugh about something non-related, and then when I come back to the comment section, if you haven't said that you don't want it wasted, or you do, we're just going to assume that you do. Matthewman says, I'll defo check it out. So does that mean you don't want us to ruin it for you, Matthewman? No. I know he doesn't want a spoiler. To be fair, I don't think he's that bad with spoilers.
One thing I would say is that it did quite... I almost don't want to say this. For me, this would have been... I would have rated this film up in the 7s.
Aye.
Like 7.3, 7.4 maybe.
Easy.
If it wasn't for the fact that they telegraphed the twist so early on in the film.
Oh, they did. It was foreshadowed to hell. In fact, it wasn't even foreshadowed. It was shown. Janice, I don't know what obviously means, man. Obviously you want us to spoil it, or obviously you don't want us to spoil it.
That's the most unobvious comment I think we've ever had.
I know, right?
Be playing it.
Oh, didn't go away. Didn't go away. Look. Everybody's going to leave now. Well, maybe to talk to.
It's alright, we've got each other, and that's all that
Fair
matters.
dues. Sorry, Matthewman, but hey, Temple of Doom. What do you mean Temple of Doom's on film 4? Mate, you didn't need to watch it when it's on telly. You can watch it anytime. That's the beauty of being in 2025, man. He's like, I'm off. Temple of Doom starts in 5 minutes. It's like, it could start anytime.
But again, we've spoken about it before on the podcast. There is something exciting about watching something as it's on. Like, you wait for a break to go for a pee or go and get another drink or whatever. You come back and there's still 1 or 2 adverts to go, and then it starts again. You're like, yay! I love that shit.
Janice says, spoil it. Okay, don't have to ask us twice. Right, Janice, guess what happens? Katie Holmes gets fucking done in. Right? And right at the start, when she says to Cate Blanchett's character, she's like, do you think us two will be together well in that? No. Cate Blanchett's like, she sees a vision of her like deed, and she's like, oh. Now, see if I was like Mr. Miyagi, right?
Mr. Miyagi's no a psychic. Mate.
I
Just
know.
saying.
I purely put that out there for you.
Like, I know he can do that and fix leg injuries, right? But he's no a psychic.
Can't see deed, folk. Well, the thing is, when I if that was me, I'd be like, J-Mac, I've literally just had a vision. You're going to die soon. You know what I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh. I'd be like, J-Mac, you're going to die. So anyway, she gets absolutely done in.
But on the other hand, you telling me that isn't going to change the fact that I'm going to die, right? So
no.
So what is the point of me living my last few days in absolute fear and misery? You've just you've literally ruined the rest of my life by telling me I'm going to die.
Man. Would be a laugh, J-Mac.
Phoning me every day. You DJ, mate.
DJ. Try to phone you, try to get through. Can I get through? Must be deed.
Leaving a voicemail going, tell you.
You're like, Kev, can you tell me how it's going to happen so I can try and avoid it? I'm like that. No.
So what it is, right, is I'm driving this bus.
It's like, how am I going to die? And what I do is I tell you exactly what to look out for, and because you look out for that, that's how you end up dying, because you're too busy looking out for something and you didn't see it coming.
That happened in Still Game, remember? With Isa, you're going to get hit by a car on Thursday, and then she's just going about looking to get hit by a car, basically. And she gets ran over by a kid in a wee tiny Mercedes.
It's so good. I bought these wee fortune teller stains. They're no fortune tellery. They meant to day shit.
What they meant to do?
I don't know. I couldn't be arsed reading the thing.
So what you've done is you've paid $3.99 for a couple of Chuckies.
I don't even know what Chuckies are, mate.
Chucky is what you put in your driveway. It's like stones.
Aye. Well, by the way, I'll just ask Lee. She knows it all. She kens what's what. By the way,
I was expecting her here tonight. She texted us earlier on with thanks for doing this film. And then,
Is she?
I was on the Instagram message thing, I think.
I'll know I've seen it because you'll have opened it. That'll be why.
All right. Yeah, I meant to tell you, mate, we had a message for Lee earlier on saying, yay.
I never saw that. It's not there. You must have got it privately or something because it's not there. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, it's on the Jibber Jabber thing.
No, she put love eyes.
Aye, that was, to me, that was her acknowledging, class, I'll come in the night. No. Well,
No.
obviously I'm no psychic because I predicted she'd come in.
No, we will. And do you know what's funny? On a wee sidebar here, she's going to Scott's house, Kempick, because Scott has been sending me videos and pictures of shit moving in his house, and I kid you not, windows has been smashing in his house from the inside. His shower glass door smashed, right? And then I was like, mate, you need to speak to Lee. Lee was like, let me video call them, and she was like, I'm not coming to your house. And then Scott sent me a video of a balloon in their kitchen, and it just moves across the house and comes right up towards him. And he's like, "No, right. Fuck this."
And
fuck
the reason you haven't sent them to me is,
no, I didn't even forgot to mention it. I'm telling you now.
Thanks,
well, anyway, so Lee's going to go and try and exercise the house, right? And I was like, Scott, let's film it! So do you want to do it? Scott's up for it. He's going to film. We can go in and interview and try and deal with the house and all that. That'll be class.
Nah.
No.
Fuck aye.
But you say. So it's mad because, you know what's funny? Lee said to Colette, there's this guy, this is how he looks, and he's saying this name, and it's somebody that Colette knows in her family. She was like, oh my God, you've just described him to a T, to the way he smiles and everything. She's like, okay. Well, that's who's there. And there's a bit of this and a bit of that, but that's why her windows keep smashing. Mate, there's 2 things have smashed on their end, 2 windows, from the inside and everything.
Interesting.
Crazy, yeah. So I said to Scott, so...
What did Scott say?
Oh no, he was like, we should film it. I was like, aye, we should do like a proper podcast on it and get him film with it. He was like, aye, I'll film, you guys just do what you want to do. So, be pretty cool, huh? So, we'll hear The Gift.
Aye, you know? let's go and fuck with the other side, eh? Why not?
Alright, well, I mean, we interview while we can. What did you think of this wee relationship?
It was quite believable. I think that...
It was, eh? And he was quite sound. I totally expected him to take our fingers off in that.
I think that people can and have kind of attached themselves to people that do the kind of work that Annie does and rely on it for every single aspect of their life.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's still a bit questionable for me. I'm still very much on the fence with the whole thing, which again is better than being a lot of shite.
Aye.
I'm on the fence now because of the things that we've done. I've still to go over to the other side on it, but it's, I don't know. I think that
over to the other side.
Like, I think that, like, she mentions at one point that she doesn't get paid for it. She takes donations, and I'm like, it's a cool kind of concept. Because most of them are like, aye, I'll come and give you a reading. Right, it's £25 a reading for the first one. Then after that, it's a mortgage. You fancy it? Aye, no bother. I know that people we know personally, for example, Lee isn't like that.
No.
But yeah, I've still to be convinced by it. But I found that relationship pretty believable. I do think that people do latch on to that type of service, and it kind of takes over their lives a wee bit, which it definitely did with Ribisi's character.
It was funny though. She's like, I'm skint as fuck. He's like, that's fine, I'll fix your door. The door's falling off and that. I love it. Like in a film, the way that they show you that the main character's skint is usually because her car's falling to bits. How will the audience know she's skint as fuck? She'll have a class big house, right? But her car will be falling to bits.
I've never noticed that before.
Here's another thing as well. Like, oh, I need you to come in and speak to me. Oh, your kid's in the hospital. You got done in. It's all right. Here, sit here and talk to me. Like, wait a fucking minute. Imagine that. Imagine the school are like, here, your son's been done in. But anyway, he'll be alright. Anyways, into the office, let's talk about this.
Well, the key words there, will he be alright? Aye, that's fine. Right, give me 45 minutes, I'll be there.
He'll be alright. Where is he? In the hospital. How many school fights result in somebody going to hospital? I know one I had did, but I never saw it.
Let me guess.
Since.
It wasn't you that went to hospital, was it?
No, was it? Fuck. But the thing is, that was the one and only time I ever saw a school fight end up with like hospital or an ambulance. So it's very uncommon that happens.
Please tell that story.
No, out of respect for the dude, I actually like. I like him now. It was a time where somebody tried to jump me, and they were not successful. So they threw first punch. It was in no way me looking for it in any way. It was somebody wanting it.
I'm starting to wonder if I'm ever just going to be doing this podcast, because if I don't, I'll get my heat kicked in.
Eventually, if you ever start to lose steam, like J-Mac, no way you stay in Glasgow.
Kevin's wondering about Glasgow.
Yeah,
I'm 30 mile away, like, I'm alright.
The other night, I'm like, you should come out with us, man. We're out in Glasgow, it's near you. Fucking dumb film. Class.
I'm glad I said no, because there's a good chance that there's a place in Glasgow with the same name as wherever you went to, and I'm standing outside, like, where are you? There's nothing even on here tonight, boys. What's going on?
Yeah, that's happened a few times.
We're in Dunphy.
That's happened a few times.
But at least we were both there to get to notice that we weren't in the right place.
I know.
Standing outside it with our press passes.
Go in, there's a guy like, that's nothing happening here today.
Like, aye, there is.
Vivartel, it was, what's the name of it?
Con Exchange.
But it was Comic Con 2019. That was just before we got hit with the vid.
So it was.
Just before we got hit with the vid, man. That's probably the last convention we done. What a date this year? Should we get out and about, meet folk?
Aye, why not?
I think we should. Let's see what's.
But we do the thing at Scott's house first.
Oh, aye, well, it's going to happen soon because Lee's gone round to get rid of the ghosts. Hope it latches onto you. Goes home and starts doing your
If she's gone round to get rid of them, we need to go round before that. For fuck's sake.
How?
We can't just show up after where there's no ghosts. We're just filming somebody's house for no reason.
No, Lee will be there with us at the same time. And we'll be like, right, Lee, how'd you go about doing it? Right, Scott, what have you experienced? Right, Clyde, what have you experienced? Run about. Is there anybody here? Tap twice. J-Mac, take it seriously. You know what I mean? Janice says, I had the same situation happen in high school, Kev. A girl put her hands on me and definitely regretted it.
Nice. I can see Janice kicking the utter shite out of somebody.
She's like, you're going to regret that. She lights some sage. You're going to regret that.
She lights some sage, waves it in front of the lassie's face, and then hooks her.
I am ridding the school halls of this bitch.
It's like, what are you going to do? Smoke me to death? It's like, no, I'm just going to hold this here while I rattle your teeth out.
Aye, defo. But this film was class.
Aye. I did enjoy it. Like I said, apart from the telegraphed ending, almost ending. But then it kind of redeemed itself with that extra twist. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought everybody that was in it was great. I thought it was. I'm not a massive Sam Raimi fan, to be honest. Like, I don't hate him, but I don't rate the Evil Dead films as much as a lot of people, especially now. Like, I watched the originals within the last year or two, and I know it was a film of its time, but I wasn't too impressed.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, you know, it is what it is.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And but this one I felt was more grounded. It felt more like what kind of director could I compare this to? It felt more like a film by
Cate Blanchett.
No, let me think. Like Frank Darabont or something. It felt more like that.
Walking Dead.
Not the genre, but the style.
Aye.
And it felt more like that, and I appreciated that. Like I said, more grounded, more realistic, and like I say, great performances all round. just a
And
shame
well
about
written
that
by our
telegraph.
buddy.
Yeah.
Well written by our buddy Billy Bob.
Yeah. All they had to do was leave out a couple of details, and I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
And
did you guess? Did you guess who it was that done it in? I knew straight up. I thought, I know who it is. So it's no the obvious choice.
I knew when she got strangled in her sleep, or when she was dreaming that she got strangled in her sleep. I knew then who it was.
How?
The jacket.
Aye.
You could see the sleeves of the jacket. And
Nah, I was like motive. I thought, right, she said that Keanu Reeves' character was a bitch ass and probably wouldn't kill anyone, and he's no killed his own missus. And then I watched him drag her out of the house with her hair, by her hair. So I thought, likely wasn't him. Then I thought, who else is there? There's the boy that she leathered in the bathroom. I thought, nah, because he's getting blackmailed and he never killed Blanchett. So I thought, right, she's probably just been caught, like, ramming everybody, and then he's just been like, no, and done her in. Nonetheless, I was right.
Aye, it was thoroughly enjoyable. Very dark at bits, like the bit with Giovanni Ribisi and his dad was fucking pretty horrific.
What was
And
his dad doing to him?
I think, to me, it was a mixture of different types of abuses.
And he's like, here, when I think about my dad, I touch myself. Like, what?
That was the other type of abuse. Aye.
Like,
It was clearly he was clearly getting beaten up and aped by his dad.
That's right. I meant grass raped. Graped. Aye, that sucks for him, for his character. So it kind of justified setting him alight then.
Yeah.
And see, at the end as well, you see his parents in the back of the car, right? Is that his parents? I'm going to assume that's his parents in the back of the wee taxi thing.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Did you not?
No.
So she's in that car with him.
I'm glad I noticed anything, because I nearly watched the wrong fucking film for the night. That would have been funny. 2 years here sitting talking about different films.
It'd have been something.
Because there are multiple films called The Gift, and I nearly watched the wrong one. And I was like, it's like directed by. I thought this was a Sam Raimi film. I was like, oh, wrong one.
No, I'm glad it was this one. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. And you guys watching should go to Arrow Store.
Yeah.
And thoroughly enjoy it and all. By the way,
once I finished watching it, I went through to the living room and I recommended it to my mum and my wife.
Aye.
I was like, that's a good film. It is a good film.
That's class, because it is class, and I think my wife, I've said that to her as well. See, we have not forgotten about the episode with Lisa Downs.
She looks like Lisa Kudrow.
We resemblance there in that picture, aye.
Yeah, 100%.
Not forgotten about this episode. She's a busy girl. She's always on the go, doing all the greatest documentaries for you guys to watch. So we are still planning to get that done this month. Just essentially waiting for the planets to align so we can, be free at the same time.
The planets are literally aligning this month. Did you know?
Well, apparently it was a couple of days ago.
Last month. Planets are aligning last month. Did you know that? Yeah, I never noticed then. Probably because it's been too fucking cloudy.
True that, man. True that.
But anyway, sorry. Do your thing. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, Lisa. So we will be discussing all things Never Ending Story and all things Life After documentary series, which she does, which is phenomenal. We will be discussing that with her as soon as we get a chance to. We've not forgotten about it. It is still scheduled to go ahead this month, so stay tuned for that. You might notice sometimes that I'll let you know. Like, this episode went live yesterday. Everybody was able to see that this episode was coming. When usually I have it easy, like, I have it ready throughout the week. But it's hard when I'm trying to plan things. And I'm waiting on a response, and then waiting on a response. So I can't set it in stone or do the prep for it until I know it's locked in. But we also will be having Boucher back on this month to talk greatest movie themes, maybe even get him to do a wee demo for us on how he goes about creating the sound, for movies and he's a hell of a musician, and he's got his own studio, like we saw. It was great having those guys on last week for the last video store. But it'll be good as well to be able to chop it up with Brandon and, pick his brain about what the sound mix should be for a film, how he approaches that process and all that cool stuff. If there are guests you guys would like us to reach out to and have on the show, please let us know. Got a jam-packed year of great stuff. Oh, look who it's no, The Gift too, the gift that keeps on giving. Here, I've got a gift for you.
Karaoke this thing and singing it.
You missed it, mate. You've now become synonymous with this show. It can only be redeemed once an episode.
Or 3 times.
Depending on what's going on. It is amazing. That's just some kid. I think it was Corey Feldman as a child. I loved it. I actually hadn't stopped pissing myself ever since I saw it, so I thought it is Corey Feldman. It is indeed. He's doing karaoke, or I'm led to believe that's what I can hear the woman saying in the background. Something about a karaoke. But I thought it was excellent. So starting next week, anyone that calls Wolfman in the comments can redeem that clip to be played, but only once per show. Tonight was a trial run. That's why we played it 3 times. But from now on, someone calls it. Oh, wait a minute. Mate, I have a full version of this. Do you? I would be interested to see that, because I played that first wee clip 40 times when it first went up. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I could just see this and some mad noise. And that's my humour. That's right up my street. Howling, man. So aye. Wolfman, if you've not checked out The Gift, came out 25 years ago. 2.5 minutes, it's on YouTube. Oh, need a link. Need a link for that.
I guess a link will play it after the credits.
But play it before the credits, because after the credits
Oh, you just want to leave me standing like that weatherman?
his face was like this the whole time.
He did well, man. That guy did really well. I mean, I would have at least went.
The thing is, if that was me doing that, you'd hear me off camera going, you would hear me screaming in the background. Would have been funny as hell. Aye. I don't think Wolfman's sending us this link. Maybe I'll start next week's episode off with no context, just playing the clip before our intro starts. Well, I'll do that.
Can go and play that clip one more time?
You have to say Wolfman.
Wolfman.
We get a karaoke this thing and singing it.
I wonder what song he's singing. I can't make it.
So that must be for like what 1992, something like that. It was a long time ago. Yeah. And I love that period, man. That was a good time.
Nards is saying he sent me it. Where? I don't see it. Oh, links aren't allowed. What? Private message me very quickly, and I'll bring it up to see the show out in the chat. I don't see it. It's no showing me it. I think because it kens what's what. It's like he's trying to send a link, so it's no good. Nah. Oh, there we go. He sent it over. Good man, nerds. Good man. It looks class. Right, you might you ready? Actually looks fucking class. Right, how do we share? Present. Share screen. Full on. Here we go. To share the tab. What? Entire screen. Also share the system audio. It never does it straight away. Let's see. J-Mac, can you hear this? Oh, it's not even doing it. Wait, no. Let me open it on a different browser. See this, man! Hey, what's that about? Right. This is going to be class. Right. Wait a minute till I get rid of the wee bits and bobs on the screen. Right.
Mate, I wasn't far off. 1993.
Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Yep.
Class, right, here we go. This is excellent, man. What is this? This is phenomenal. Hey, who was video editing this? There's more.
Here, do you know what would look really cool? If you stood just between the door and the sideboard, that'd be mint.
This is class.
Well, man, thank you for this, man. You can't be a good bit of self-deprecation. Actually, you can tell it's him as well.
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Barry. Welcome back to the channel.
I am Baracula.
Dracula. That's excellent. Wait, did his mom edit this in the 90s? That's some power. Look at that.
Oh, the stone fireplace.
Yeah,
Wow.
They were the dudes. Levitating. Thriller vibes.
Quality tune, by the way.
I know. Who made this? This could be on Arrow. This could be on Arrow Player.
Do you remember the little vampire?
Yes.
Remember that?
There he is. There he is. I was 2 years old when this came out.
Yeah, I was 8. I was nearly 9. I think me and him are about the same age, yeah?
Probably, I think so. Here, where did the thingy bit go? Where he's like, you might want to mute it.
No.
Oh, how?
No.
No way. That was class. Jean-Michel Jarre, Moon Machine. What? What?
Jean-Michel Jarre. Jean-Michel Jarre.
That was behind the scenes. Ah, right. That's class.
Oh, man.
That's class.
All right. I'll tell you right now. It's Jean-Michel Jarre. Jean-Michel Jarre.
What do you expect, man? J-Mac is correct.
Jean-Michel Jarre.
Janice Michelle Jarre. Who's that? That's Nards. This dude. Aye. That was class. By the way, there's something to that. There's something to that. You should add that into a short film. You know, like vampire grows up and just has to work a 9 to 5, but actually wants to stab folk and all that. But that was how it starts
bite
off.
folk. Aye. I don't think vampires are known for their stabbing abilities.
Stab him with the teeth, right? No, that was excellent. Well done. Did your mom edit that? Because, like in the
Hey, imagine we said that to any other filmmaker, right? They're like, film was good. It was class. Did your ma edit it? That's an insult, man.
Did your ma edit it? No, but what I mean is, he was obviously very young. Unless that wasn't edited in the 90s. But if that was edited in the 90s, and that was his ma or his dad, he says, my dad recorded it, right? So how did he edit it? The original Saturday Night Fever. Matthew man, you hearing this? You hearing this? Damn right. Yeah, they should use that footage. I'm going to put a wee word in for you there, nerds. See if your footage could be purchased. That's class. Nah, that's fun. I don't have anything like that for the 90s. All I've got is toys that I never really grew out of.
I'm sure I've got a video somewhere of
Squirtle.
me trying to do keepy uppies. That's about it from the 90s, I'm afraid.
Interview with a nerd player. My dad recorded that music playing, but I edited it with better quality. All right. So you basically just made it better.
Aye, because you could tell he was dancing to the music that was playing, but the music sounded too good. Right.
Aye. I thought for the 90s, mate. See if that was his mom, man.
And also, I'm going to start listening to some more Jean-Michel Jarre, man. A guy in my work's a massive fan, and he's recommended a few albums to me over the years, and I'm actually going to start listening to them because that's my jam.
I'm going to listen to some Jean-Michel Jarre.
Aye, Jean Michael Jarre. Aye, there we go. Jean Michael Jarre. Fucking hell. Oh no, you did say Michelle. You got Michelle right.
Aye. This guy doesn't he look like a Jean?
Wait, how do you look like a Jean? You don't look like a Kev.
I 100% look like a Kev.
Do I look like a Jordan? Nobody looks like a Jordan.
You do look like a Jordan. A big pair of tits.
Well, there's a new joke that hasn't been said since I was 8.
It's the first time I just came up with it. Wolfman says, say Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Damme.
If you apply the same logic with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jean-Michel Jarre, you get the same thing. Don't pronounce the E's.
That makes no sense.
It makes a lot of sense. But you'll realise later.
One day. Nah, I'm selfishly choosing not to, right? How would we have these funny moments if I was to pronounce everything the way they're supposed to be pronounced? J-Mac. Harry Fartbanger.
Harold Faultmeyer.
Harry Fartbanger or something like that. Sometimes when I have you like pissing yourself, like I don't.
That might be the biggest one yet. By the way, I lost control when you said Jean-Michel Jarre. Sorry, no, it wasn't even Jarre. It was Jarre. Jean-Michel Jarre. Jarre Fartbanger.
Jarre. Fucking fun and games, eh? For everyone that hasn't checked this film out, please do so. You can do so at arrow-player.com. Sign up today for your free week trial, and J-Mac will send you an audio voice clip of him chugging down on a beer as a cider.
It's alright, mate, you've got them all.
I'll just clip them and send them to you. So I do that if you're into it. If you're no, go out and buy it on DVD. You can buy it all on arrowshop.com. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. As always, you guys are fucking legends. Naturally, check out Nard's channel. It's growing.
Nads.
Small. Wolfman's called Nads.
Unlike French, you do pronounce the R.
You tell me to stop with the E's. I thought, well, I'll pick one for Nads. Make sure you check out Wolfman's Got Nads. Every wee follow helps.
Wolfman's got balls.
Man's got balls. Make sure to check out his channel. We want to help him grow. Tell him we sent you. Nah, I'm only joking. But aye, check out his stuff. Check out Janice's channel and all. Love you too, Janice. And aye, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It's been an absolute blast. It felt like a week, longer than a week, till the night. So hopefully it knows much till next week.
It was literally a week. It felt like longer. Aye.
Aye, totally. It could we could have some good stuff next week. Keep an eye out because I'm just waiting on dotting I's and crossing T's and all that good stuff. It should be fun and games. Big year this year for the podcast. Got some really big guests coming on that'll be fucking out of this world. You hear Stu's back in Scream. Let's get him on the show. Be class. Nards has spent forever telling everybody that Stu wouldn't be back. And he's proven wrong just the other day when it was officially announced Stu will be back. I'm only joking, it was the latter. Mind that Jimmy was like, I'm going to batter your melting when I see you. Right? But he was right. Nards was right. Because Jimmy was like, he'll never come back. He'll never come back. I'm going to batter you when I see you. See? But it is true. Stu is back. It's been confirmed. So Nards was right and Jimmy wasn't he? And yet,
what a shock that somebody called Jimmy on the internet was wrong about something.
And Nards is going to get his heat caved in for no reason now. For no reason.
Oh man, fucking the internet are fucking wild, eh?
I know. The thing is though, Nards won't get his heat kicked in because anybody that's ever threatened anybody on the internet has never ever followed it up because they're absolute wee pansy pussies.
I bet if you dig into it long enough, you'll find somebody that actually did. And it's probably been on about 19 Netflix documentaries.
Those ones, the real deals, the real MVPs. But most keyboard warriors, they're just full of bravado because they're behind a screen. How good? What one day we'll have a VR type deal where it's like you want to fight, cool, jump into a VR realm where every punch hurts, like in Ready Player One. Oh. And you can like upgrade and get weapons. It's like J-Max chasing me about with fucking the sword of Damocles. Like, help. That would be class.
Kev's driving at me in a bus.
But it's no VR, this is real life, bitch.
I'm in here innocently doing a bit of VR fighting and a bus comes through the front of my house.
One of these days. That'll be class. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, folks. Thanks for tuning in, giving us your precious time. Make sure you keep in touch throughout the week. Let us know what you're watching. We'll get on it. Looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Again, big Brandon Boucher's coming back on. Nards, you should come on with us, and Matthewman. We're going to discuss with Brandon. He is a guy that makes movie soundtracks, so why don't we get together and talk about our favourite soundtracks and get him to play some of that shit for us?
Did he get Nards to watch Last Video Store?
He did.
He did? Right, okay.
Aye.
Okay. That's fine then. Cheers. Mint it. Moving on.
And on that note, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
We get a karaoke this thing and sing in it.
You need to end it there, man, 'cause that was class. I did have something planned, but you ruined it by playing Wolfman's thing. So, but thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a blast, and we'll see you next week.